Oh, wait, the Eagles trade package is not good enough, but the Carolina Panthers, here's Christian McCaffrey. I don't want him.
Right.
He's bang. He's not a. What they did with him, he's not a 300 carry guy. Barrett Brooks, Big Sills, the middle. By the way, Xander, what's the name of that stiff that's on the Fanatic? That I live in his head rent free. There's a dude over there that I live in his head rent free, and I know he watches because he's a stiff. Jamie Lynch, you're a stiff. John's great. John and I are boys. Make sure you get that to him too. Everyone, make sure you get that to him. He's a stiff.
What did Jamie do, man?
Oh, he's like, this guy doesn't know shit. He doesn't talk to anybody, and you know, I text Kincaid. I go, who's this nobody? It was like, you know, I've never met a market of nobodies in my life. Now, Barrett, I knew you from your days playing ball. I know John Ritchie he started actually in San Francisco and KMBR when I was out there. I know Ike, obviously, Angelo for sure, Morgani. I know all them dudes, right? But some of these other guys, stiffs. And what I said yesterday was what really makes the Philly market. Dude, you could have trained SEALs on the air. The city of Philly sports fans, they make that station, WIP, the number one 12-plus station because of the content they have when it comes to the teams they air. The rest of them are stiffs. Okay? The fans make that thing because, hey, Barrett, Boston.
They're knowledgeable, man.
Dude, I talked at WEI in Boston, man, and they were just really off the chains great, too. I mean, they get a bad rap. It's a pretty good sports market. I talked in Chicago, and LA's the worst. Oh, God, I hated. Well, you're being very mean. What? And how the Lakers are not getting it done. I'm like this. Excuse me? You're the Lakers, man. You want hats and T-shirts, or do you want the damn party on Figueroa? What the hell are we talking about here? Average? I hated talking. My PD would go like this. Hey, you got to be a little kind. I'm not kinder. I'm from New England, bitch. What are you talking about, man? Come on, man.
Well, they're saying that the only way that
Jamie Lynch, you're a stiff. God, I'm sorry.
Damn. But it's saying the only way that these teams could talk to the Texans is if they have approved trade packages. There's no way that the 49ers have a approved trade package to talk to them. Where is this coming from, man?
Wait. Hey, Eagles, your trade package, all them ones. We don't really like it. We'll take the one. We'll take the one from Carolina this year. That's doable. Common sense. Common sense. Man. Oh, wait, the Eagles trade package is not good enough, but the Carolina Panthers, here's Christian McCaffrey. I don't want him.
Right.
He's not a – what they did with him, he's not a 300 carry guy. But they ran him in between the tackles, and they wore the treads out. His treads are worn out, dog. Not everybody's Emmitt Smith at that. You know, Emmitt, when I first saw Emmitt, he came into the Cowboy complex. I went like this. That guy won't last 5 years. He was 5'9", 198, and I went like this, Barrett. I didn't think you – and I saw him at Florida, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. The guy played 16 years. This guy put up 18,000 yards rushing. I'm like, holy cow, man.
In between the tackles, too. In between the tackles.
In between 28 carries, 152, man. That guy was just knocking people down, man. He was a freak show. He was an absolute freak show, man. And I never thought he would do it. I'm just saying, man, you've got to have the body type to do it. All right. So who do you believe, Barrett? Joe Banner?
Oh, there's no question I believe Joe. I mean, like I said, Joe drafted me. And Joe does his homework. Just because he might be out of the game, he's still tied in. He's still on the horn like he's a GM. He's making trades also, you know what I'm saying? And nobody to trade. He's very aware of what teams need, what they want, and and especially about the Eagles, because he still has a place in his heart for him.
How come he got blown out? Did he get blown out after the Nasamwa and the Vince Young and that whole superstar team? Did he leave when Andy left?
No, he left just before then. He just I think he left.
Did the owner fire him or did he step down?
I think he stepped down. He was just tired, man. He was tired, bro. He got to a point, man. He was just so cheap that he wasn't signing guys back that he should have signed back. I think I'm not sure, but I'm kind of sure that it was B-Dog that really did him in. Not signing B-Dog back. That was crucial. Whoever the GM was during that time was crucial. How do you not sign that kid back? Come on, man.
Right. No, and by the way, I think the biggest F up that the Eagles have had in the last 20 years, man, how do you let Shady McCoy walk out the room, man? And nobody step in, dude, and stop that. Even the owner, Jimmy Johnson, wanted to trade away Dan Marino. Wayne Huizinga parachuted in and went, I don't think so. We're not doing that. That ain't working for us, Jimmy. Much I love you, I'm siding with Dan on that. We're not going down that route.
Oh, yeah.
And he stepped in and stopped that deal. How come nobody stopped? That Shady McCoy deal, man. I'm so happy to see him do that one-day deal, and he retired an
Eagle. Yep,
an Eagle. I thought that showed a lot of respect. Again,
he was leading rusher in franchise history.
That's Shady crazy, McCoy. Unbelievably great.
Well, that's all Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly, man, came in and just tore everything. How do you go with Chip Kelly? The lunch lady didn't even like Chip Kelly. How are you mean to the lunch lady, bro? To the secretary or the people? He wouldn't even talk to the people that cleaned the place for him. Like he would have somebody, one of his guys, one of his minions, go tell him, "Hey, I need this done." Instead of going up there and telling him, "Hey, could you guys do this for me?" He would have somebody else talk to them. He wouldn't talk to them directly. What is that all about?
He's been a flop since he's left Oregon.
Well, yeah.
Now he did have a 9-7 season in Philly. Am I right?
Well, he had 2 10-win seasons, I think.
Okay. Well, it's not that bad. But then again, that roster was set up, and then he destroyed the roster, right?
Right.
With that stupid-ass 85-play deal where he's going to put 85 offensive plays and run your defense into the mash unit. That's exactly what he did.
That's no doubt. You can't have NFL players playing like that and think that, the war of attrition isn't going to take effect. You can't. Jason Peters at the time was like his 10th or 11th year playing 85, 90 plays. What? Come on. What?
Hey, man, get this. Usually when you see 85 plays, that's your defense getting run over.
Right, and that's when
not your offense throwing.
That's a rough day. That's a rough day in the neighborhood. Then
85 plays,
and usually the offense has and the offense having like 30, 40 plays. Oh, yeah. That's a thrashing. That's a 50-pointer there. You lose about 50.
That's somebody's running the ball like for 300 yards on you. And hey, that ain't a football game. That's a track meet.
Right.
These guys are going up and down the field on you, man. Hey, I am so glad that I've never had it. I've been in a game where we won 38-6, and it was Ironhead.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're playing this team, man, in Ironhead. And by the way, they had Randy Dixon. They had Stepnoski. They had all these guys I'm playing against. And there's this Ironhead, 285 pounds, and that fricker could run 4 4s, 4 5s. His kid plays for the Steelers now.
Yeah.
And his other kid is coming out of Michigan State, who's going to be a high draft choice too, man. That kid's going to be good. That Hayward kid, man. Looks like he looks like I'll tell you what, man. That's a guy that the Eagles could look at because he reminds me of Deebo Samuel. They played him. They played him at wideout. They played him at running back. That kid at Michigan State kind of reminds me that Hayward's kid reminds me. I saw him play against Miami. They wore the Canes ass out, man, and he wore them out. They got a kid Walker, too, as a running back who looks like he could be somebody that, if I were the Eagles and that guy gets into the second round, I think his name is Kenny Walker the second or something
Yeah,
like that.
and he's one of those guys you could plug and play him. He can play all three levels as far as being a guy out of the backfield, a third down guy. He can be a guy that's going to be third and one or goal line. He fits all the boxes. He was up there for the Heisman like 3/4 through the season. He was up for the Heisman then too.
I love Mel Tucker, man, what he's done to Michigan State.
Absolutely.
I mean, hey, by the way, he turned that bitch around. They gave him $10 million per. Way to go, Mel.
10 years, $10 million per.
10 years. They gave him $100 million, man. Michigan State. Way to go, Mel Tucker, man.
You ain't never lied.
I would love to see that guy get a shot in the NFL. I mean, I love me some.
He was
Mel
a coordinator for a while.
What's that?
He was a coordinator for a while.
He was. My wife's pointing out. She goes, "That's my favorite coach." Yeah, she loves Mel Tucker, man. She's like, these boys, man, I'll tell you what, they're physical, they're tough.
Yep.
He's recruiting well.
He belongs in the Big Ten. He belongs in the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's the mentality, man. I mean,
yep.
I like a lot of those players on that team too, especially some of the guys in the offensive line. So, all right, Barrett, scale of 1 to 10, where are the Eagles in this whole Deshaun Watson mess?
They're at least 8.5, 9. At the very least.
Man, I love the fact you think we think alike in this. You know, you're going to hear people going, there's no way he's coming. I didn't ask you that. I asked you where I thought the Eagles were in the process of going after him. You guys some of you are talking about different things in a different side of the conversation. He ain't coming. No one's talking about that. I'm saying, are the Eagles in the conversation with the Texans to try to land Deshaun Watson? Stay focused, folks.
Well, stay focused on this. They have the best package to present to the Texans. There's no other team that can give them what they can give them.
None.
As far as draft capital, they are the cream of the crop. Now, they better go all in. And that's the biggest thing. They better go all in on this situation. He has to be in Philly. He got to go all in.
Why? Do you think it destroys Jalen?
No, I don't think it destroys Jalen because Jalen's going to be all right. No matter what happens, Jalen's going to be all right. His head is screwed on straight that he understands what it is to be in the NFL, what it is to be a dispensable player. He's been through it before. What I'm talking about, how he is in this organization. And like I said, he's on a lame dunk year, and he wants to tie himself to a decision that he's made. He needs to tie himself.
Wait a minute. You just add another dynamic here. Howie's contract.
I don't know.
Howie's contract. Do you want to look like the rest of the GMs? Or do you want to be a superstar GM?
Well, that means it makes difference.
Look at what Jason Light. How do you look at Jason Light today?
Yep.
In Tampa after bringing Brady in?
Yep.
How do you look at how do you look at him as a personnel guy versus 3 years ago when that team was 7-9 under Jameis Winston? You look at that guy going, they brought it all back 2 years in a row. All of them. You see Jensen signed to go back to Tampa, the center. He's back. He was going to potentially go out in the open market and test the market.
Of course he's going to come back.
Brady's back.
You see his text? I guess I got to go buy more baby powder because he's a sweater, man. And Brady hates sweaters when there's center. But he said, I've never had a player have my back like this guy. So Jensen said, I guess I got to go get some more baby powder because that's his guy, man. I love watching him play. This
is why I say it's a 10. And what you've been saying this morning, and the naysayers will say, we're not in the conversation. I'm not saying this yet. How do you not, if you are out there talking to the Niners, the Falcons, the Browns, these other teams going, Philly offered us this. What do you offer us? You're either going to go like this. Here's what Carolina and Atlanta are offering. One this year, a one next year. Philly can give you 4 1s. It's unprecedented historical place that the Texans can find them in. Barrett, I don't think in draft history, I don't know, since 36, the draft, I don't think in the history of the draft there's been 4 1s presented to a team.
Nope.
How in the world are you not doing this? Look what I could do with those 4 1s. And get this. So you have the 3rd pick, you have the 15th, 16th, and 19th pick this year. You could potentially do this. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll go like this. We'll trade one of those picks, cut it in half and have another 2 for next year, plus my own. I could potentially go like this. I could have 3 this year, 3 next year. And with those Eagle picks, or how about this? I could just sit at 3 and 15, take the other 2, cut them up and turn them into 4 picks over the next 2 years. I don't know what you're talking about, folks.
They got their own pick. If they get 3 number 1s from the Eagles, and they say, all right, we want 1 more. We want 1 more next year.
Right. One
That's
more
5.
next year. That's 5. You take 2 of them. Let's just say you take 2 of them. You trade down. You get more 1s for those guys. You get another 4. Over the next 2 years, you could potentially turn that into 6 1s. I don't know what we're talking about here, Atlanta. The Saints. You guys aren't, I mean, you have to, hey, when you're selling a house or you're selling a car, here's the opening bid. You know how you do those auctioneer things? Here's the opening bid for this boat.
Right.
$10,000. Then you go on a bid and people in the room bid. If I got 2 people bidding on it, it's $12,000. If I've got 200 people bidding on it, it's $25,000. This is all negotiable. Look, my background too also, I know, Barrett, besides being a wrestler and a maniac, I also worked on Wall Street. This is how you negotiate. I worked at Bear Stearns. This is crazy. I worked at Bear Stearns as a stocks analyst, and I also worked on acquisitions and mergers. I was part of the Sara Lee acquisition, and I also worked on waste management, and I worked on a couple of other things with Ace Greenberg. That was Trump's guy, and he ran Bear Stearns. And I did that but as a matter of fact, one of the reasons I was really good at handling phones was because I really had a great pitch. Barrett, my pitch. Hey, this is Bear Stearns. This is Dan Sileo. We've never had a losing quarter in 68 years. We're not like Merrill Lynch. We don't flip-flop you in and out of stocks. We pick 3 stocks. We go after it. And this is why we've never had a losing quarter in 68 years.
You still know it, huh?
Oh, yeah. You better bang that baby in because these sharks, man, they like the game. Hey, I told one guy, I go, hey, Trojan Rubber's going to go to $14 a share, okay? The guy goes, it's trading at $1.68. I went, well, the CDC is going to come out and say that the AIDS epidemic, we have insight, is a global catastrophe. You know, I mean, it's going to go 14-fold. I'm going to make 14-fold on your money. Guy goes, you sure? I go, I wouldn't be telling you this, sir. Sure enough, man. Thing went to $15 from $1 something. The guy calls me back. He goes, I just made $190,000. I said, yeah. Your boy, and boom, Big Sil's got 10%. How you doing? I thought it was creepy though after a while, you know, because you're kind of like bullshitting people. You know, you know how I stopped wrestling? My grandfather calls me up and goes, "You're going to do this for the rest of your life." I mean, Jesus Christ, you got a Series 7, you got a college degree, and you're just gonna like, I'm making $15,000 a week, Dad. He goes, "Damn, what a shame." So he shamed me into quitting. I should never have done that, man. Just beat me up, but
You'd have been the Rock, man.
Man, I know, man. More rockhead, but you know,
Right.
Bone Crusher Sileo. That's right, brother. That was the nickname. That was my nickname, Bone Crusher. I was the Bone Crusher. 280 pounds. I slam you with all of this Italian meat that I have.
Well, hey, put it like this, man. We got 2 days until all this is going to happen. 2 days.
2 marvelous days.
And I'm still with it. I'm still going with it.
Don't let these people shake
Sticking to my guns.
That's right.
Sticking to my guns.
By the way, I got Warren Moon on later. I want to know what Moon thinks of all this stuff too. So I got him on the afternoon show. So I hope everybody and again, like I said too, man, don't be shy not to come over there too. Let Barrett see the Bone Crusher. Here's the Bone Crusher. Hey, Barrett, I'm 328 there, baby.
328. Okay.
Okay.
Light on your feet.
That's the Bone Crusher. Hey, my man, tomorrow, we're good?
Make it happen, bro.
You got it, man. We'll see you on the flip side. We'll catch you tomorrow here on the